Okay, so today, me and Xander are gonna make some bread. I had found this handwritten recipe. It says it's my great Grandma Orr's bread. You know, from my baking bread experience, I think that that's gonna make more loaves than I can make right now. So I'm just gonna half the recipe. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bloom some yeast. So I've got a cup of water. Xander, if you want to measure out 1 1/8 teaspoons of yeast. And pour that into the water. Okay, all the way up the top. Yep, that's fine. Just dump it in. Okay. Then we've got 1/8 of a cup, or basically 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to pour in there because the sugar will help feed the yeast and help that bloom. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to mix that up. So we're just going to let that sit and bloom. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow. It all depends on the temperature of the room. And so we'll get back to it when it's ready. Okay, so our yeast has bloomed some.
It looks puffy.
What's that?
It looks puffy.
Yeah, it looks puffy. So what we're going to do is we're going to 6 cups of flour. So Xander, if you want to measure out a cup of flour there. Okay. And while he's doing that, I've got a tablespoon of salt. Throw that in there. Tablespoon of lard. I normally use butter in mine, but the original recipe called for lard, so we're going to keep it true. Just dump that in there. So now we've got 6 cups of flour in there. You want to measure out a cup of milk. I'm just going to stir this up. Pour that in there. Is that a cup?
Yep.
Throw that in there. And now we're going to mix this up. See what happens. So, it's about ready to dump it out and go by hand. Done about as much as I can by spoon. So,
Sticky.
we're just going to knead it up. Hey, Xander, why don't you do some kneading? Just like that. Fold it over, push it down.
Okay.
Fold it over, push it down. You need some. Try to get some of that stuff in there.
Okay.
So I think it's just about there. See how it's kind of got a little shiny, a little smoother. And if you go to pull it apart, it kind of wants to stay together. So that's a good sign. So just see that, Xander?
Yeah.
So now we've worked it hard for the last 5 to 10 minutes. So we're gonna put it in this grease bowl. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna let it rest. Basically kind of double in size. We're gonna throw it over on top of the stove, which I have preheated, so that way it'll have a warm area to kind of sit and rest. Okay, so we've let the bread sit and rest and rise. I forgot to mention that I usually cover my bread with a cloth. Keeps dust off and that kind of stuff, and helps keep the warmth in. So we're gonna take the cloth off. See, it's risen. So we're gonna test it out.
It's bigger.
And we're gonna split it in half. We're gonna make 2 loaves out of this. going to do this one. You watch what I'm doing, and you can do the next one. Just kind of pressing it down, roll it out, fold the ends under, and we're just going to put it into a greased loaf pan. So Xander, you do that one. Hold it up tight.
You do that. Squish it.
Okay. So we're going to cover these, put them back over on top of the stove in the warmth, and let them rise. Okay, so the bread has now risen for about another hour in the loaf pan. And Xander, why don't you oh, I see you've already uncovered it. Let's put them in the oven. We're going to put them in the oven for 22 minutes at 425. Let's make sure they're back kind of in the middle-ish. Good. And we'll set a timer for 22 minutes. So, time's up. Smells like bread. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? So let's see what happens.
They're nice and loose.
Looks like they're done. We'll let them cool. And then we'll give them a taste once they're cool enough to cut. Okay, so the bread's cool enough to cut. So we're going to cut off some. And when you taste it,
The crunch. Don't cut it unevenly.
don't worry. Good. Lovely butter. Xander,
Thank you.
for me. Cheers.
Cheers. It seems nice
Cheers.
and fluffy.
Good bread, Xander. Good job.